Hey gang, it's summertime in the Great Lakes state, so that means fishing and air conditioning. Today we've got a 2011 Buick Enclave with no air conditioning. So I did take a moment, I threw the gauges on, we had 0 PSI in the system, so I grabbed my black light, found that we had a leak from this high pressure line here. So this line runs from the AC compressor to the AC condenser out in front of the car. So we've got a brand new one right here from General Motors. If you've got a 2008 to 2012 Enclave or Acadia, or even the Saturn version, whatever the hell that was called, follow along. We're going to get this thing done today. Outlook. It was a Saturn Outlook.
First things first, gang, we've got to get the plastic panel out of our way. Now, if you are working on a Traverse, it will not be quite as easy because of the bumper cover. So we're going to take the coolant jug out. I also unbolted the AC line, so I had a little more room. That's actually not the line we're removing. So that coolant reservoir jug has a hose that has to be pulled off of it, and then you can just set that out of the way. Now, it is not necessary to unbolt the radiator brackets, but I do find if I take the brackets off the top of the radiator, this will allow me some better accessibility to get my hands in there and wiggle the radiator around a little bit. So in comes the ratcheting wrench. It really is a hero for this part of the job, and you just have to fight with it while you're down there. So moving along to the top side of the line at the compressor, we're going to remove the vacuum pump out of the way. If you've done your own oil changes, you've probably pulled this just in order to get to the filter. We always used to do that at the dealership. And a 3-foot extension with a swivel socket on it to get down there. So there's a picture of where that line's at, right next to the oil filter. Super easy to get to if you're using that long extension. Last few threads, finger tight, get it out of there. Now our line is unbolted and ready to come out. So it is a little bit of a fight to get this line out of there. I won't deny that. Please just make sure you're paying attention to how it is routed. That way you don't have it routed incorrectly around the power steering hose or something like that when you go to put it back together. The electrical connector grommet or seal got stuck in the sensor when I disconnected the high pressure sensor, and the new line actually does come with the new sensor, so I'm going to pull that out so I can put that back on the end of the connector. Now you can see the yellow dye that we have here where this vehicle was leaking at. New line ready to go in. I will make this short and sweet. You took the old one out, so you can put the new one in, I'm hoping.
Now I've got the gauges all set up here. High side, low side. Low side's down by the oil filter. Actually, this has an extended oil filter on it. I had to pull the oil filter off to get my gauge set on there. These gauges do have a fairly large coupler on them. So hopefully if you're using like the Walmart Power Pro cans or whatever they are, you can get that fitting on there without having too much trouble. Not a big deal. I'm doing an oil change on this vehicle while it's here anyway. So I'm going to kick on this vacuum pump so that way I can vacuum the system down. I'm going to let that run for 15-20 minutes and see where we're at. And then I'm going to make sure that I don't have any vacuum decay when I'm done. So the whole reasoning for the vacuum pump is it's going to boil off any moisture that might be in the system. So I don't know how long this system's been leaking, how long it's been empty. So here we go.
Time to get charged up. Now what you can't see down on the floor is my scale. I'm opening the low side line, so that way I can charge on the low side only. If you are using the AC Pro DIY cans, you can only charge on the low side anyways. It's the only thing they'll connect to. So please pay attention to that red gauge over there on the high side, and when the compressor clutch kicks in, we can now see the pressure going up on the high side, and you will see it going down on the low side, the blue side over there.
So I wanted to bring you guys in on this. We are 1/10 of a pound away. I just checked the scale from where we need to be. Checking the gauges here. We are cycling quite nice. I'll get you a better view of that. But what I really thought we should see, windshield's a little dirty here. I'm going to zoom you in on that temperature right there.
All right, last step, verify our repair. You can see we're running low 40 degrees, stationary in the shop with a fan on it, 35, 40 psi on the low side, 200, 250 psi on the high side, looking great. I hope you found this video useful and you could gain some information out of it. Please feel free to share, like, subscribe, leave me some comments down below. Stay tuned for the next one.